I want to welcome you back to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, YAYA Diamond. What's up? Yo, you can get us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spreaker, Spotify, TuneIn, Deezer, YouTube at Dream Chasers Radio, and the Roku and Vimeo, and also Amazon Fire is YAYA Diamond TV. So don't hesitate. Grab me one of those, follow on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. But just follow, okay? We got great people here doing great things and inspiring you to be great. So we'll be right back. Don't you go nowhere.
I dare to be different. 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 I dare. I dare. I dare to be different. I dare to be different.
Welcome back to the show. Oh my gosh. Yes, we got a great guest today. Of course, I'm biased. All my guests are great. Everything's great. We're great right here at Dream Chasers Radio. So I want to go ahead and have her introduce herself. So please tell everybody who you are and what you do, please.
Hi, my name is Sonia Cameron, and I'm the blogger from blessthework.com, and I'm the author of God, Please Help Me Find a Job, 21 Prayers for the Job Seeker.
Hey!
Absolutely.
So what's your story, girlfriend? What's your story?
I've been working in corporate America for about 25 years, and I've had ups and downs in my career. And I wrote a book to help those who find themselves in career transition. My story is one of just getting a hold of God and learning what I need to do by seeking Him in prayer. And one of the things, one of the stories from my career is that I found myself in 2007, 2008 unemployed. And I was looking for a job and I had been fired. So I was a little bit embarrassed when I went on the first interview. And so I did not tell the truth. The guy asked me why I left my company previously, and I told him I had been laid off. Well, that was not the truth. I had been fired. And so anyway, that night I was distraught. I couldn't sleep. I was pacing the floor. I didn't know what to do. And I prayed to God, and I was like, God, forgive me for lying on this interview. And if you give me another opportunity to interview again, then I'll tell the truth. So the next interview I went on, I interviewed with the guy, and he was like, so, why'd you leave your previous job? And I was like, well, I was fired. And he said, really? He said, you came highly recommended for this position. I was like, oh yeah? He said, yeah, Jennifer recommended you, and she said that you were a great worker and you were enthusiastic. Wow. And we're going to hire you.
Ooh, hey.
Yeah, and so I didn't even know who Jennifer was. It came to me after I got home that Jennifer was a young lady that I had coffee with on my previous job where I got fired from. So every morning we would see each other in the break room, and I was like, hey, we got to get this coffee in us so we can make it through the day. And that's how I knew her.
Wow.
And, so God just orchestrated that for me. And I just want to let your listeners know that even though they may find themselves in career transition, if they communicate with God, He will help them in ways they couldn't ever dream of being helped.
Definitely. Wow. So she was your coffee pal. Wow. That is so amazing. It's so amazing how just different blessings can come from different areas and different places that you would never even fathom to think hey, I didn't realize that a coffee every morning would make me enthusiastic and get me another job. That is amazing. That is amazing. So, okay, what was your inspiration for writing this book then?
The inspiration for writing this book was during the pandemic. I was just touched by the fact that it was like, at that time, it was like 17 million people had filed for unemployment.
And more now.
Yes. And so it just touched my heart because I had been, I have a blog called blessthework.com, and that's where I write to encourage people in career transition. And so when the pandemic happened and all of those people were found to be unemployed and were filing for unemployment, my heart just ached. And I was like, what can I do to help these people? So I was inspired to write this book. And it took me about 3 weeks to like pound it all out. You know, I took a few days off from work and checked into a hotel. Nobody was there, but me and the person at the desk.
Wow.
And all I did was write for a few days, and you know, got the book out.
That is amazing. That is wonderful. I mean, not a lot of people can say, hey, I put some time into this to separate myself from my family and any distraction.
Right.
To get this book out. Wow. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Wonderful. That's fine. No, wow. I mean, I was passionate about it. I really felt like it was something that needed to get out. And then once I completed, I had an editor edit it as I wrote it. And once I completed it, I had a few people review it, like career coaches, HR professionals, and a few ministers review the book. And based on their comments, I made changes, and then I published it myself.
Hello. You know, self-publishing is an amazing thing, something that we didn't have back in the day that we do have now. Even for musicians and anyone out there that's wanting to do something, you can actually do it yourself. Absolutely. It's your do it yourself. Just do it yourself. You know, there's a lot more to it, but you know, if you're passionate like you were, it's going to get done. Wow. So, okay. So now, what are 5 tips for acing the job search, girlfriend? Because I know this. I need 5. I need 5 tips.
Okay. Tip number 1. Rehearse your wins. And I say this because a lot of times when you find yourself involuntarily unemployed, you don't feel good about yourself. Right. You know, like, what did I do wrong? Woe with me. You know, some people are fearful and anxious, and some people are even depressed, you know, during that time period. So it's a good thing if you haven't done it during the job. It's a good thing to spend your time rehearsing your wins, because at some point in time on your job, you did something to please the customer. You did something to increase sales. You did something to make your employer look better, look good to potential customers. There are some wins that you had in your previous job, and you have to celebrate those. And those stories give you material for your next interview. So when they ask you, so, you know, what did you do in your last job? You have a positive story to tell them and to show how you can be an asset to your future employer.
Wow. Okay. All right. That was 1.
Okay. 2. Number two is take baby steps towards your career goal. So there are a lot of people who may be not happy with their current position, right? Yeah. So what you can do is take a baby step every day towards your career goal. And I have a download on my website, blessthework.com, and it outlines a calendar of 21 days of things you can do towards your next job.
Hey, yeah. It's where? What website? What website again? What was that?
Blessthework.com. BLESSTHEWORK.com.
Yes.
So you can download that calendar and just take a baby step every day.
I love that. Girl, So if somebody wants to change careers, it wouldn't be a big deal to do it. It's just that you have to really kind of assert yourself to actually do something each and every day to work toward that goal.
Yep.
I like
Absolutely.
that. All right. Number 3.
Number 3 is pick a scripture to encourage yourself.
I like that.
So, there are a lot of different scriptures out there. One scripture that I used is 1 Corinthians 2:9 is, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no human mind has conceived the things that God has prepared for those who love him.
Mm-hmm.
So, but everybody, just pick a scripture. Like my son's favorite scripture is Psalms 23. But pick a scripture and put it all over the place. And you can put it in your wallet, on your mirror, in your car, on your refrigerator. And when you get discouraged and you feel like, this job search is not going the way I wanted to go, you see those scriptures and it resets your mindset. So that you have a fresh new approach.
Keeping your faith strong.
Right.
Throughout whatever you see, you don't really go by that. You go by what you believe.
Right.
Totally. Yes. Totally. Okay. 4.
Number 4 is dare to dream big.
Yes. Dare to be different. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So my premise on this is, how can you find a dream job if you don't have a dream? So
Hello.
you have to take time to intentionally dream and ask your questions like, where do you want to work? What company, what industry you want to work in? What is the ideal environment for you to work in? You may want to work remotely, so you may not want to be in the office. What did your past job teach you about yourself? Like about your likes and dislikes, your strengths and your weaknesses? What comes easy to you that others struggle with?
I love that. Daring to be bold enough to go after your dreams and your goals was something I did in 2006. And everybody said to me, what is podcasting? What is that? You're not going to, girl, please. That thing ain't going to go nowhere. Well, I beg to differ. Here I am, 2020. Yes, 14 years later. But I've invested in this thing. I've got equipment. I've got all kinds of stuff. And I'm always upgrading and doing things because it was my dream to do this and to bring forth people who maybe won't have the opportunity to reach other people, but now they do because they have a platform. Now, obviously, as time went on, I had to do a few different things to keep the platforms growing. But for the most part, daring to dream about your dream job, your dream career is something you definitely can do. It just takes a lot of sacrifice. So I like that. All right.
Absolutely.
And number 5.
Number 5. Drum roll. Stay organized. That's
so
not
guilty.
your street, is it?
No, I'm guilty.
Yep.
Honey, no. Organization is like, I know it's in that pile right there.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, you do it. You talk about staying organized because I can't attest to that. I don't know.
So one of the things you can do to stay organized is keep records of your search, like what company you contacted, who was the contact person, who's the HR person, who you messaged on LinkedIn, and like what positions did you apply for, when did you apply for them, what interviews did you have, what was the outcome of that interview. Just keep a record, almost like a journal of your job search journey.
I'm guilty. I'm just guilty.
It's okay. It's okay. You can start new today.
I need an assistant. Definitely need to. Look, take notes on this stuff, okay? You just write all of this stuff down. But I think, you know what? I did discover that Google, if you have a Google email, if you go into Google and you go down to, I think it's documents, they have this thing where you can actually talk to your headset or your microphone, and it'll actually type out your notes for you, and then you can save it or print it. So I think I'm going to be doing that from now on, because when I discovered that, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, Google Docs will do that.
Yeah. So definitely that'll be like my new assistant that I don't have to pay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We want to save a dime, right?
Oh yeah. We want to save every penny, especially since they're scarce now. Change is something that nobody really has anymore. So, wow. Well, 5 things. Staying organized is something that I actually falter at. And I think if you falter at something, is that something that you could say, oh, I faltered at it, I shouldn't do it?
No, absolutely not. You have to forgive yourself and fail forward.
Don't fail forward. I like that.
Forward.
You go, girl. You go, girl.
Moving forward. You have to keep moving forward. Like I said, I haven't always been on the top of my game in my career, but I had to keep pressing on and fail forward and just take the time to reassess, where I am and what I've done right and what I haven't done, what I have done right and what I haven't done, what I've done wrong. I'm sorry. And that way, exactly your next steps, and just, stay in tune with God to stay motivated. And he will give you the courage and the strength that you need to continue on in your job search.
Girlfriend, I know where your website is and I know exactly what it is, but let me ask you a question. Tell everybody where they can purchase your book, because that's the most important thing, and then where they can follow you.
Okay. Yeah, my book is available on Amazon.com. All you have to do is search on Amazon, God, please help me find a job, and my book will come up. Or you can search my name, Sonia H Cameron, and my book will come up.
I love that title. God, just help me find a job.
I know. I thought it would be a title that would resonate with people that were in career transition.
Oh yes, definitely. Oh, definitely. Wow. I thank you so much. Don't go anywhere. I thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you, Sonia, so much for bringing your, oh God, just help me find a job. I just love that, girlfriend. I'm just gonna use that from now on. I'll be like, God, just help me. You'll be like, Sonia. We're going to have all her information in the description box below. So all you have to do is go ahead and click on it. It'll take you straight there. And if it's not highlighted, copy and paste that into your browser and then click enter. It'll take you straight there. We are a support system here at Dream Chasers Radio. So even if you don't purchase, go ahead and go to the website, share it, share the link to the book. It might be someone that that's going through a transition that needs a new job and they need a little bit of a boost to help them find one. And this book just might be their heaven sent. For God, please help me find a job. Sonia, girlfriend, I love it. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's been such a pleasure. And then I will try to get organized.
Well, just one baby step at a time.
One baby step. I got all the other 4, and now I'm going to work on the organization thing. We'll try to get that later. So, but thank you again so much for being on the show. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to Dream Chasers Radio. And hey, don't forget to what? Fall forward, fail forward, dare to be different. Oh, bye.
I dare to be different.